Hey guys, and welcome back to the Is Pretty Cool series, and we're talking about another robot. Because, like I mentioned in the last one about Metabee, is he influenced my name Furno, and the other character, which some of you probably could have guessed by the weird way that Furno is spelled, is based off the Hero Factory character of Furno, which is my favorite looking Bionicle character ever. He's just my favorite one. Thing is, in the Pretty Cool series, I still haven't decided if I'll do multiple of a series, but Bionicle and Hero Factory are separate, and I do like a lot of Bionicle characters, because Bionicle and Hero Factory are just sick. But Furno is my favorite, design out of all of them. And the thing is, too, I feel like Furno and Bionicle in general started my thing when, for a lot of these kids shows, because, Furno personality-wise is a lot simpler than even, Metabee even, probably. He is, starts off as the hot-headed rookie with a good heart, and then kind of goes into that leadership role, and I like him a lot. He, butts heads, all that. I think Furno is a good character, but it's his design that I think is, really sick. In general, I think he's cool. But the thing that Hero Factory and Bionicle started is that the red one is usually my favorite in all these, kid shows that were trying to sell toys and stuff. Like Bionicle, Hero Factory, Ninjago, even Power Rangers. Red's my favorite color. And the red one just always so happened to be my favorite character usually. Probably for no reason in particular. But he's a really simple character, but just like with Metabots, me and my brothers watched this when we were so much younger and rewatched a ton of the videos and stuff, and I have a lot of Bionicles because we all loved Bionicles. I mean, a lot. But since this, Furno is pretty simple as a character, and my liking of him is, he's red and he has things I like a lot in the personality, and I just wanted to bring attention to Furno on this series. I figured that we could take a look at my Furno figures that I have, even though they're in pretty rough shape, and some of the parts have been replaced with ones that I close enough, because, like I showed before, we got a lot of Bionicles. But as kids, we constantly take them apart and stuff, and now they're in this big bucket or box, and I could not find all the pieces of all of them. I always wanted to go back and rebuild them so I could display them, and I still gotta find parts. And young me, not realizing how expensive Bionicle would be, customized some old Bionicle parts and lost some others, so that's kind of rough. I'll have to see if I can ever fully complete all these, but Bionicle is expensive. So, like I mentioned before, all my Furnos that I have, I am missing the one that rides in the mech. Never got that one when I was younger, but all these are from when I was a kid, and they're in pretty rough shape. So the first one I have, of course, is Furno 1.0, which, if you have any knowledge on Furno or have looked at the background footage, you can tell that the arms aren't yellow, and I'm missing one of his feet, which is slightly sad, but kind of funny in a way. But this is the first Furno design, and I love the way that this design looks. It's one of my favorites, even if the toy is not nearly as fun as the other ones, because it has no joints or anything. But I think this is just such a slick looking design, and I think it's an amazing one for your first design. Yeah, also, if I show you here, this is Furno's mask. This is my favorite Bionicle mask ever. I just love the way this thing looks. I always thought it was really cool. So, Furno 1, he's in my top of the favorite, Furnos. I only got the 5 of them right now. But the first Furno I think is a solid start. Then we go to when they all got like, this is my favorite Bionicle building style, the 2.0 style, which this is Furno 2.0, and he's too tall. And we're back with fixed camera because I set the camera to the little guy if I was thinking about how much bigger everybody else is, and the camera is also probably not going to work for a certain Furno if you know what they look like. But moving back to Furno 2.0, I love the 2.0 like body style and build style. It's so slick, and I made so many customizable characters. I never was a fan. I always would replace this with a hand and put the gun shield thing here on the ball joint here. But I don't mind it. But as you can tell, I have the wrong hero core because I'm missing all my yellow stuff, except for this head. And speaking of the head, if you notice, I think this is a heavy downgrade from original Furno's head. As a kid, I was always so sad when Evo and other characters got such cool helmets, like Evo and Breeze. And Furno got these googly eyes. As a kid, I would always take this off and flip it upside down, because I thought when they were above his head, it at least made him look a little cooler. I was just always disappointed as a kid that Furno got like googly eyes or goggles. But other than the goggles, which I also realize now I have the nameplate in the wrong spot. It's supposed to go here, and this is supposed to be red, but I messed that up. That's my bad for the inaccuracies. But I think Furno 2.0 is really solid, but the mask does make me place it like right under the original for overall look, even though I think it's a better toy. Then we have Furno 3.0, which you can tell already if you know anything about Furno that I don't have the yellow hero core or the yellow head, because this is when I start, these last couple is when I start missing a lot of parts. And hopefully I can come back to these and actually complete them and find all the parts I need. But 3.0 was all animal themed, and Furno is like an eagle or a falcon. And I think overall looks really cool. Again, I think the mask is better than the like the 2.0 version. But 1.0 just has the best mask. But overall, I think for like a animal themed Furno, I thought this one was cool. The wings on the arms are a really cool touch in my opinion. And I think overall, it's pretty neat. I would probably still have Furno 1, then I would probably go Furno 2, 3. Because even with the better mask and stuff, I like the more armored up look of this Furno. But they're all still really cool. And now, we're going to probably my favorite official design, but I'm also missing parts on this one, of course, is Furno 4.0. When they gave the fire guy the underwater theming, which is interesting and kind of silly. Like with these fans and stuff, if you could tell, I got a yellow one. They're both supposed to be white, but I was missing it. This is all I had. And I'm missing the actual silver tubes, so I just made do with what I had. But overall, again, I should point out, this is probably my favorite official Furno because it has the glorious helmet itself, the best Bionicle mask. It has a cool flame pattern on the body here, and it has, I mean, overall, I just like the white and red, and even the silver on the one arm is kind of a cool touch in my opinion. But overall, the mask carries it a lot for me, and it being a version with like the 2.0 building kind of style means it's way more playable as a toy than the 1.0 one. So that's kind of why this one leads to being my favorite official design. And now for, I mean, it's cool in its own ways, but it might be my least favorite Furno. But also, mine isn't doing it any justice because 5.0 or like the brain attack one is supposed to have a cape, but I'm missing so many parts and the cape So, and he's like so tall. This is the one I mentioned that wouldn't fit in the camera. So we're gonna have to have him kneel. And I'm missing the visor. This one I took apart as a kid because I didn't like it as much to make my own Furnos. Because like first off, I do not love the way that the mask looks with the huge underjaw. It looks like it's trying to be like the original, but it was never my favorite. The visor does make it look cooler, but I don't have the right visor. It's supposed to be see-through with like metal surrounding the eyes, but I'm missing that. And then here in the middle, if you can tell by these two little dinky things, it's actually supposed to be 4 red ones holding the core. But of course I lost all that. Thing I can say about this Furno is his weapons are cool, if not a little weird. In that he has these cool shoulder spikes, but they're built so far back and his arms are so short, or I could just, break him. But again, that could also be me rebuilding it and misinterpreting some instructions on like arm size and stuff. But I don't know, this one always just, the cape does make it look better. But I just remember even as a kid, this was definitely my least favorite of all the Furno designs. Gotta slide him a little bit so you can still see 4.0. But I love all these guys. But still, for me, I would say it just off look is the problem. Is if it was play, it changes. But off look, I would go 4, 1, 2, 3, then 5. 1 just loses to all of them if we count it. It's like play and it's just not look we're looking at. But then I also thought it would be fun if I showed off one of my custom Furnos I designed. I designed it when I was way younger, then I touched it up really quick for this video. But as a kid, I got a little too crazy with utility knives and paint on Bionicles. This one doesn't have paint, but the mask is all chopped up. So I could have it like open faceplate, like in the show, but I didn't do it in the right way. I do like the way it looks, but it'd look better with an actual full mask. And again, with how expensive Bionicles are, I'm a little sad I chopped this up, but at least it still looks cool in a way. But this is my custom Furno that I made, which is using a lot of parts from like some Marvel Bionicles and stuff. I would have used the flame pattern that 4 has, but I only got 1. I always liked the way I saw people do this. There's little tires in there. And then I gave them flame swords with an extra on the back. Sorry about the camera angle. It's a little cramped in here for him. But and I always liked making, this was my favorite little pistol to make as a kid when playing Bionicles. So I gave the Furno this one, and I think the coolest part is the shoe design I went with. I don't know, I just like the way that these look, or how they turned out with all the armor. I just think it looks cool as like some sort of rocket fire boots and stuff. But this is why Bionicles are also just so cool, is I can make my own version of Furno for way I like singing on the character. And that's why Bionicle and Hero Factor are always fun. But hope you guys thought these guys were cool, and that my custom take on Furno wasn't half bad. And maybe I'll actually do a whole video on my custom takes on all the cast of Hero Factory, but we'll have to see. But this was mostly just about Furno, as you can see. And love him as a character. Think he's really cool design. A very nice and simple but fun character in my opinion. You guys liked this is pretty cool. On the other half of my inspiration for Meta Furno is based off these two, well, one silly and one also a little silly robots. But I like them both a lot. I think they're pretty niche characters, but I feel like a lot of kids grew up with them. And I appreciate them both a lot, and that's kind of why they're my name, Meta Furno. And I just think both of them are cool. But Furno's pretty awesome, and I like him a lot. So I also forgot that his name is William Furno, which is still the funniest information to me. Well, I hope you guys like this one. I think Furno's cool. I hope you guys do too. You know, you don't have a choice anymore. You gotta like the character I like. Well, thank you guys for watching this one, and this one also has some grainy footage. I wish I could do better, but I might fix it someday if I ever revisit these. But I want to do another montage. I hope you guys will like it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later, and God bless.
I'm here to go beyond my limit, not to compromise. And you can tell me if I mean it, looking in my eyes. Cause I've been waiting for my moment to strike. So come close, let me show you what it's like. Yeah, you can try to stand in my path, but you're gonna regret it. I'll be the one who laughs last while I'm making my exit. Cause this is only for the strong of heart, not if you get it. And no matter what the outcome, you better accept it. I can cut like the shell, I can bury the flag. So don't doubt for a second, just get out of my way. Cause you shit is still, I'm not letting it go. So take this as a lesson, cause it's all that we know. Will the whole world know your name? When we dance with destiny. I've been there and I've seen it. I'm never gonna stop believing. You'll find your flame. Oh, we can save the day, not die. It's like I'm seeing double vision. Take a seat, I'm on a mission. We got everything to gain. Yeah, to become everything you're not. You just give it all you got and take the pleasure with the pain. Yeah, I can feel my fire awaken. No time for being complacent. There's a dream on the horizon. You know we gotta chase it. And when we get to where we're going, then we start the invasion. That's me? No, you must be mistaken. You know I'll turn you into rust. Grind you right down to dust. You thought you were the best. Well, you haven't met us. Fire and rain, call me the hurricane. I'm not letting it go. This is all that I know. Will the whole world know your name? When we dance with destiny. I've been there and I've seen it. I'm never gonna stop believing. You'll find your flame. Now here we go, it's the end of the show. Hear them, they're calling your name. Cause in the end, it's you and your friends. You'll find your flame.
Furno, be careful. That one's not... Ah! Quite a kick.
No, it's fine. I'm okay.
Here we go, it's